video, we saw how to create dynamic URLs and use paths to control the flow. Now we're going to take a look at how to handle 404s, redirects, and other special cases in Sinatra. Now if we wanted to create a generic 404 page, there's a special method we can use at the top level of our file, and we can say not found with an underscore between it, do. And whatever's inside this block will be executed like a route anytime it cannot find a matching pattern. So we're just going to say ERB not found. And I have a simple ERB page for this. So if we load it up and we just go to some URL, we see our page is loaded. Now you'll notice I had to do something here. What this does in here is it actually adds about 500 space characters into our page. And this is because of how Chrome handles 404 messages. If the page that you send is shorter than 513 bytes, it'll actually show its own version of the 404 page. So if I remove this and we were to refresh, we see the Google version. And so one way around that is to make sure your page is longer than 513 bytes. And since this is a really short page, I decided to beef it up with some spaces. So let's say instead of going to the blog/post/star route when we couldn't find a post, let's say we just wanted to pass it to the default 404. So in this case, we would want to change this from pass to halt. Now what halt does is it's a lot like pass, except it'll stop the execution, but it won't continue looking for other routes. It'll just stop. Now when you call it by default, it'll return nothing with a 200 status saying it was a successful request. Now usually you want to pass some sort of error code to it, so we can say halt 404, saying that we have not found the resource. So if we do that, what we are actually doing is invoking the 404, and Sinatra will catch it and call this ERB. So if we go to /blog/post/bar, which is not found, you can see that now we redirect to the not found page. We can pass any status code that we want to it. For instance, 403 for forbidden, and we get nothing here, but if we inspect the actual result coming back, we can see that a 403 forbidden was actually passed back. And so usually when you pass an error code like this, you want to add some description to what's going on. So we could actually pass an array with 403 and not authorized, and halt will stop execution, pass back the string as well as the error code. Now you might also in some cases want to redirect to another page, and in Sinatra this is really easy to do. So let's say from our home page or our root, so get/do, we will just call the redirect method, and to that we'll pass the URL of where we want to go. So in this case, let's say /blog/post/foo. And so when we go back to our page and let's go to the root URL, you'll see that we get directed to blog/post/foo. And we can take a look at that request and see that we get a 302 found, but with a response with a location of /blog/post/foo. So by default, the redirect returns a 302 found error with the location to where you want to redirect. Now based on your needs, you might want a different status code for your redirect. For instance, you might want a 307 temporary redirect, or you might want a 301 moved permanently. To do that, we can simply pass a second argument to the redirect method, which will be the status code you want to send. So in our case, let's do a 301 moved permanently. And if we go back here, and we go back to / here, and we take a look at the request, we can see that we got a 301 moved permanently. And that should have the browser behave differently based on if the redirect is temporary or permanent. It has a different meaning. Up next, we'll take a look at how to deploy your Sinatra website.